Yeah, I had we grew up on a big ranch, and there were some older kids that didn't really have a good father. His father was an alcoholic, and there was 3 of them, and a pair of them were twins. The other one was a little younger, older, and then there was also 3 or 4 other guys that were that same age. So I was like this little kid, and I asked for it, and they really gave me hell. They locked me in a trash room one time, and they would also psychologically, they make fun of me because I kind of was like a late bloomer and just kind of had an empty stare. I'd walk around with my mouth open. I was just kind of one of those kids, dressed in really poor, so really, the BKs and the dirty clothes, and didn't take enough showers or baths. And I was kind of a scrubby little kid. And, I got picked on in the baseball team. I was the smallest guy, I was really skinny. So I got a lot of that, but it made me a stronger person, so. I got to change my life, and I just started working out like crazy, and I had a nice little house. All I did was work and eat work out and eat real good, and I just got so fit, and then I was getting into doing some power boxing classes, police activity leagues, and I was trying to convince them to give me a Golden Gloves, amateur fight or whatever. And then I saw Chuck Liddell knock out Tito. I think that might have really been the first fight that I really saw, or that really, I remember. And I just remember thinking, man, I want to do that. So I tried to get into Gladiator Challenge without any training, but luckily, God had other plans, and I managed to hook up with Dave Terrell, and the rest is history. Well, when I trained, even before I discovered MMA, there's that, that runner's high. There's nothing food that tastes as good, or drug that feels as good as being in shape and being able to do superhuman things. It's just its own high. So I'm addicted to that high. I think that's constantly evolving. I think in the past I had way too much empathy and didn't really want to hit people, and just went to my jiu-jitsu and just tried to submit them. But now I got to get to the point where I'm the sniper, and I just turn that target into an object, and you have to just forget about the other person's family and their emotions and what you're going to do to them, and just try to destroy. Just think of it like it's me or you, It's better be me.
Have you had a hard time with that throughout your career? After you've beaten someone, have you kind of felt bad? Is that
post-traumatic stress disorder every time? I feel it right now. I'm just coming out of it. I fought on Saturday night, and it's Wednesday, and that whole time I didn't really sleep, and I didn't really ever, I just felt like I just killed somebody.
Wow.
People say that I'm inspirational, that I bring a lot of light to situations and ideas, and I also just have a big heart, and if I get a vested interest in something, then I'm gonna really put a lot of work into making that a reality. So I just randomly got invited to do anti-bullying speech kind of thing, a rally, and I did one of those, and it was one of the most honest prayers before I went out there, that I could help these kids and not cause more damage by saying the wrong thing or what have you. And it was just it was a life-changing experience. And now I got other schools, and I'm gonna probably turn it into something that I do on the regular, maybe even on a national or international level. I just I want to help these kids get bully-proof. They're getting bullied, and I wasn't very bully-proof. I was just a target, and that I was a big target. So, because it ain't gonna go away, it's just part of a reality. But you can control the worst of it, and also help people prepare for what they're gonna see in the world. Then we could really make a big change. I think the cyberbullying that's going on these days, it's kind of taken it to a whole different arena where it's it's out there, and it's also kind of permanent. You post something, it's just real sad, And the Lake County where I did the speech was one of the worst areas in the entire nation. There was a couple suicides and things like that. So that's where I go to the darkest place and try to bring the light. When I did the speech, one little girl came up to me after, and she said, "What if they don't stop?" And I said, "You talk to your parents, you talk to the principal." And she said that she had, but that the bullies was still happening. So I've been researching it. A lot of the kids say that if they just kind of ignore it and let the it beat off and people will forget about it. Also, you know, if you're getting bullied, make sure that you tell somebody that you're getting bullied, you know, whoever that is in your life that you can trust, that you know is a good person, whether that be a teacher, a parent, a coach, you know, turn to somebody that's older, they've been around the block, and, you know, try to work in your community, like, to help prevent other kids from getting bullied, and it just kind of trickles down. I mean, I've been bullied as an adult, you know, my whole career. You know, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And I just said enough. I just completely represent myself now, and I don't, you know, I'm not going to take no crap from nobody, you know, and that's, you got to do that all the way along, you know, that'll get rid of 90% of the bullying right there. Just stop taking crap from people. It's a full-time job. All I do is train and fight, and, you know, I'm going to college and trying to think about what's next, but my skills are just very varied. I've promoted shows, I've cornered guys, I haven't like officially managed people, but you know, I've definitely been an agent to a few deals, and I'm really good at like a lightning rod for sponsors. People really want to help me out and help out the causes that I'm doing, and so I got a lot of other stuff going on. You can only train so many hours a day. That being said, it's a proud moment when people ask me that question of what I do or what my career is, and I'm a professional mixed martial arts fighter, you know, and MMA is life, you know. I got really jiu-jitsu is my main martial art, and it's just there's no end to what you can do with the creativity and the different variations of things, and so it's like MMA is like all life, and I think it's like the future. Like it was a big Paleolithic, like, you know, like a caveman movement, you know, which I totally dig it. But what about that part where we're all alpha males or whatever? We're trying to pick our order in the pack, and naturally we would fight and we would protect our family, and there would be these moments of high cortisol where we would have to fight or flight, you know. And I think that MMA gives modern man a chance to experience that same thing without having to kill each other. You know, I remember when I was 20 years old or whatever, I was, you know, ready to join the Army, and a lot of that just came from wanting to, you know, do violence and stuff. So giving that outlet, you know, it's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to fight. So, but if you do want to fight, I think it's could be a really positive experience for a lot of people, and seems to be pretty popular. With these days kind of blowing up, so it's a good time to be in this business, and I look forward to maybe another 5 to 10 years of fighting, and then after that I do the marketing kind of end of it, you know, Mitchell MMA, just kind of build my brand, and you know, I like to make t-shirts and do art and stuff. I'm an artist basically in the cage and outside of the cage. First time I ever fought, I went into the cage, and just even before the fight, when I was walking out to the cage, there was like this, everything fell away. I didn't need new socks or drawers. I didn't have girl problems. I didn't have money problems. I had one that wasn't even a problem anymore. I had already signed, and it was happening, and it was just one situation that you're in where another man is trying to beat you, and you're trying to beat him, and it just went into like tunnel vision, and it was such amazingly high experience, you know, that I never quite recaptured it. I think I've been chasing that first heroin hit or whatever, you know. It's the last fight was good, you know. I got a little of that tunnel vision back, but it's still straying away from that unification. Like sometimes I'd be thinking about other things, even in the fight, because I've been there so much, that I'm thinking about like, oh man, I'm tired or something, or you know, look at that hot chick that between rounds of it. That first fight was just like 3.5 minutes of like pure bliss, really. You know, like all this stuff that you could be depressed or you could be upset about this or that other thing. All that stuff goes away, and you're just trying to survive, you know.